Today's webinar is creating landing pages that get results and drive revenue. Let's hop right in and get started. My name is Hank Hoffmeier. I am the digital marketing infotainer. I like to make marketing fun and successful. Hopefully that will happen today. And I also happen to be the senior manager of client solutions for J2 Global, which is part of Campaigner. I work with a lot of the Campaigner folks day in and day out. Let's take a look at what we'll be covering today. First, what is a landing page? Do you know what a landing page is? Do you really know what a landing page is? Because we're going to talk about the elements of a landing page and what you need to have on your landing page. And really, probably what you're here for is to talk about conversions. If I start using landing pages or I'm using landing pages, how do I convert more folks that go to my landing page? And then we'll talk about what is the formula for success. We're going to do a little bit of math today. So hopefully you had your coffee and you have some water in front of you. Get your pencils and paper ready. We're going to look at the formula for success. And last, we're going to tie it up. And I want to talk about why you should be using landing pages. A lot of times people will put the why at the beginning of a presentation, but I want to make you wait till the end. We'll talk about the why at the end. Right now, my vice is shopping. You give me an Instagram ad that has something really cool, I'm probably going to click on it. You send me an email with a great offer, I'm probably going to click on it. And what will happen is I'll spend a lot of money. Lately, I have been shopping for frivolous little things. I bought a 3D printer, so I'm buying accessories and filament for my 3D printer because I'm trying to print things out. But a while back when I used to speak in person at conferences, remember when those things actually happened, in-person conferences? I like to wear different shoes. I like to stand out from people and have my feet be memorable. In other words, if somebody saw me on stage and they didn't remember my name or who I was, they would say, hey, who's the guy with those floral Converse? Because that's kind of like my weakness, is really cool sneakers to wear on stage so people talk about me and say, he was the speaker with the really cool sneakers. That's why there's this image of sneakers up here. But what happens is I receive an email or maybe an ad, and I should be driven to a landing page to buy a particular product or maybe use a service, right? I remember I received an email. It was from a company that sells sneakers, and it was a picture of a really cool sneaker from Converse that had flower designs on it, and I really liked it. It was kind of like Key West themed for the folks from Key West. I really loved it. I wanted to buy it. I clicked on it. Do you know what happened? I ended up on the homepage for this company. On the homepage. Now, they don't only sell sneakers, they sell hats, they sell clothing. I said, well, where are these sneakers? Now I have to hunt and I have to look and I have to find these sneakers because I want to buy them. I tried using the search and popped right of their website. That didn't work because it was named something really weird. I had to go back to the email, look at the name of the sneaker and search for that and find it. They made me work for those sneakers and I almost didn't buy the sneakers. They were just too irresistible and I actually did. But for most people, that's a lot of work. They're not going to go through the work to buy if you make them jump through hurdles or cause fatigue or induce friction to them. You want to make sure you're using landing pages effectively. So let's talk about what is a landing page. So let's talk about it. And a landing page is a specific page for a product or service. It has to be for a specific product or service. It's branded and focused. In other words, looks and feels like your company, and it's focused on that product or service and the conversion for that product or service. It can be added to navigation, hidden, or hosted outside of your website. It doesn't matter where it's hosted. It's just a landing page that's focused on a specific product or service. The most important thing is it's focused solely on the conversion. It's created to create a conversion, not inform people. Like your website may be there to inform people what you do, how you do it, who's on your board, all these different things, and how to contact you. But a landing page is strictly for conversion. And by using landing pages, you're going to reduce the friction for the consumer. Here's an example of a landing page out in the wild. I kind of captured this landing page and put it up here for you to look at, because what I want to do now is I'm going to put a poll up. What I want to do is I want to see if you are currently using landing pages. So go ahead and vote. Yes, I'm making you work today because I want you to pay attention. I want you to be engaged with me as much as people should be engaged with your landing page. So I see the votes coming in. I see the bars moving around. This is good. Work those keyboards, folks, and those mouses. Click away. All right. Wow, this is interesting. So basically, it's kind of even across the board. Yes, somewhat. Yes, a lot. No, and no, but I need to. I'm really glad about how I put together this deck because it's for beginners and it's for intermediate folks and maybe people who've been doing it for a while. But most importantly, at the end, we can have a discussion and I can answer any questions you have, no matter what level of knowledge you have for landing pages. So let me go ahead and end this poll. And I'm going to share the results here just so you can see them. So really, it's no and yes somewhat is the majority here, but it's kind of even across the board. Awesome. Thank you for taking that. So let me go ahead and exit out of that. Creating a landing page can cost anywhere from $75, fairly cheap, or up to $3,000 based on WebFX. That can be a lot of money. It can cost a lot of money and take a lot of time to create a landing page. 52% of marketers reuse landing pages for different marketing campaigns, meaning they know landing pages work and they'll create copies and make changes and use them over and over and keep using different landing pages. And I'm using the word landing pages because it's different from your website. 48% of marketers build different landing pages for each new campaign. So what does this mean? What does it mean for you? Well, I want to go ahead and ask you, and here's another landing page in the wild from Blue Apron, which I really like, and that's why I put it here. So let's go ahead, and I want to go ahead and do the next poll, which I'm not seeing. So I shared results. Okay, now I see it. Here it is. Let me launch this. So what does it mean to you, based on what I told you, that landing pages are time consuming and cost a lot of money? So you need to spend more money? You want to buy more time in the day because you're already busy? Or do you need some more aspirin because you're going to have a headache from doing all this work? Or you have it figured out? So I have I figured it out. And if you did figure it out, go ahead in the chat and let us know what it is that you figured out. I want to know what it is that you figured out. And I love the buy more time in the day for 500, please, Alex. So if you have it figured out, go ahead. I want to know how you figured that out so I can make sure that I'm tailoring this presentation for you today and giving you the most important information possible when it comes to landing pages. And you don't have to if you don't want to. So let me go ahead and share the results. So a lot of people basically say, I just need more time to create landing pages. You probably know they're important. You know you need to use them, but it's just very time consuming to go ahead and get those up and running. So let me go ahead and cancel that. And I'm not seeing, nobody's giving their secrets away. That's not nice. Share your secrets if you have it figured out. But maybe it's because you're already a Campaigner customer and you're using Campaigner to create your landing pages. Because if you are a Campaigner customer, if you're looking to be a Campaigner customer, you already have the tools to create them. And it's not going to cost you anything extra for the most part to use Campaigner to create your landing pages. So the answer is issue isn't creating landing pages, it's the converting, okay? It's fairly easy to create your own landing pages. Most of the editors now are pretty easy, but then sometimes it comes down to cost. Sometimes it's more features and more ease of use means more money. And it could be, a drag and drop editor, which is really easy to use. So it just depends, but I was just joking around. I just want to know what your secrets were if you had a system or something like that, or maybe you outsource it, right? And you don't pay a lot of money. Maybe it's Fiverr or something like that. We do have designers on staff that can help you if you're stuck with creating emails or landing pages. So let us know if you have a need to talk to a designer. We can definitely help you out with that. Talk about the elements of a landing page. And what's so special about landing pages is there's certain elements that help you with those conversions. And the first one is your unique selling proposition. And that's going to be at the top of the page. What do you want people to do? What are you announcing? What do you want to say? What you want to do is make sure that you have a hero image or a video at the top of your landing page to draw in attention, because that's what people are going to look at first, and it's going to be the most appealing. You also want to add social proof. We're going to go through each one of these in detail. So if you're taking notes, you can kind of slow down. I'm going to go into these in detail, but you want to have social proof. In other words, what think about you? What are your testimonials? Do you have referrals? Anything people say, reviews, maybe you can put those on your landing page as well. And talk about the benefits of your offer or your whatever product or service you're selling. What are the benefits? Tell me how I'm going to benefit from buying your product or working with you, use your service or whatever it is. You want to make sure I know what the benefits are. One of the most important things is you need to have a call to action. What do you want me to do? Buy now, learn more, call you, fill out a form. If you don't tell me what to do, I probably won't do it. That's the huge secret right there, is to make sure to tell people what to do. Not enough marketers tell people what to do with their marketing campaigns, let alone landing pages. Let's dive into the unique selling proposition. So you have your main headline. This is the first bit of text people see, and it needs to be clear, concise, and very powerful. Then you can have a supporting headline that enhances and supports your main headline. With email marketing, you have your subject line, your pre-header, which the pre-header is like an extension of your subject line. Hi, Hank, we have sneakers on sale. Pre-header would be free shipping on orders $30 or more. Same thing with your landing page. You have your headline, new shoes released. And the supporting headline would be floral colors and vibrant styles or something like that would be your supporting headline. Then you want to put a reinforcing statement. This will add trust and confidence to the main headline and your supporting headline. And then a closing argument. And this will be a way for you to provide absolute value to the content on your landing page. It's kind of jab, 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 right hook. Think about it that way. Using imagery is very important because humans are visual by nature. According to Wishpond, 90% of the information sent to the brain is visual. 94% of views. Basically, what I want to say here is humans retain 95% of content that's in video format versus text. So I would say use a lot of video if you can. And images invoke emotion, and that's what makes me buy a lot from Instagram and other platforms is either images or videos. So make sure you're using those on your landing page. The images or the video are the first thing people see, and it drives their eyes to that. And hopefully your headline, supporting headline, and all those other items will be read because you caught their eye with the visuals. This allows you a perfect way to showcase your product and service, especially with a video. And maybe you can be telling a story about your product or video. This way, I really feel like I'm getting a connection with you, the person who's trying to sell me something. Make sure you're using images and videos, not only on landing pages, but also in your email campaigns. Add social proof to your landing pages. These can be testimonials. Reach out to happy customers and get some verbiage from them and drop those in your landing pages. Add reviews. If you got glowing 5-star reviews, add those to your landing page because people trust companies that have good reviews or that are sought after because other people like to buy from them or work with them. And use social quotes, pull stuff from Twitter, from LinkedIn, from Facebook, pull in those quotes and put them into your landing pages to help you convert more. The benefits of your offer, it's always a good idea maybe to put them in bullet points because it makes it really succinct and easy to read. It's clean. You want to make sure you use images in the benefits of your offer as well. Yes, you can use more than one image, maybe the huge hero image at the top and a smaller one somewhere else on your landing page. And then video again, somewhere else in your landing page, because what I'm showing here is kind of a small landing page, but you can have a longer landing page as long as you're still providing value and offering that benefit, right? Your call to action, it needs to have a headline as well. Act now, limited time offer, whatever that is, it needs to be something in my mind that makes me want to jump on your offer, click on that link, click on that button. Make sure you include hyperlinks on your buttons, on verbiage throughout, on your hero image. Sometimes people forget to link different areas to give people options, and buttons is the most effective way to get the conversions, to have a button. Try different verbiage on your button, especially if you're B2B. You can say download my report, and it's wow, I'm getting my report rather than download report. Try different options with your buttons and different colors like black, green, blue, red. Those seem to be the most popular colors. Play around with those. Let's hop in and talk about conversion. So the key to conversion. If you want to look at a formula, the most simple one is if the negative factors outweigh the positive factors, you're going to have a conversion. And you can look at it this way too. The key to online conversion is when there's more positive factors and less negative factors like friction or boredom, whatever that is. And I told you we're going to be doing a little bit of math today. So here is the ultimate formula for an online conversion. And I used to joke around and say, I'd buy you a steak dinner if you could tell me what this formula is. Once I show it to you, you're probably going to remember it. I think it took me reading it twice to kind of remember this. And it probably looks very daunting. It makes you think about third and fourth grade math when you look at this, because it sounds like it's confusing. But really what it comes down to is the likelihood of a conversion is when the relevance, motivation, value proposition, and offer are greater than the friction and anxiety on your landing page. That's how you formulate success. So let's take a look a little bit deeper. You only have 8 seconds to make an impression on a landing page. So he lands on your landing page, you have about 8 seconds to make them think whether or not they want to read more, look at more, and maybe even convert or fill out a form or click a button. Another thing you want to do is make sure you have a good design when it comes to your landing pages. Don't make them cluttered. Use a lot of white space, or what we call negative space, to make things stand out, especially if you have a product like shown here. If you have a product in a white space area, it makes it stand out more. I always use Apple as an example, and that was one I had up earlier in this presentation today, where they just highlight the product. It's a picture of the product, a buy now button, and then learn more at the bottom. Very simple, very clean, to the point. It's focused on the conversion. That's what it's focused on. Make sure you use your brand colors so people know that that landing page is from your company and you're not trying to mislead them in any way. Make sure you use colors that evoke emotion, and maybe even use logic, especially if you have a product you're selling, or maybe it's a service, but you want to, the features or the benefit of what's going on. Like you see these bullet points down at the bottom, those are ways of invoking logic. In other words, by buying this speaker, what am I getting? Great sound. Maybe it's a very good warranty. And logically, that makes sense to me. Hey, I can buy this, not worry about it breaking. And, oh, it's waterproof. I can have this by the pool. That invokes my logic. Now, the emotion is where you say, hey, this is great for parties. Hey, I want to impress my friends and I want to be liked. And maybe if I buy this speaker, it'll help me with that. I'm not saying I have that problem. Make sure it has a downward flow. If it's a longer landing page, what you want to do is make sure that you drive people's eyeballs downward. That can be with bullet points. That can be with different colored sections. It can be with what we call the Z pattern, make people read left to right and down. So maybe have a paragraph, have an image, have a paragraph, have an image on the right. So my eyes go down, left and right, and I'm reading the whole landing page. I've seen emails and landing pages where they use different fonts, different font colors to kind of keep things vibrant and keep your mind engaged in what's going on that landing page. Really what you want to do is organize your landing page into 3 sections. Probably that's the optimal landing page layouts, like 3 sections, limit to 3 colors maybe. And these are all just ideas. You can go above and beyond this if you want to, but I would test, right? I would create one version and test another version and see how well it goes. And I would say probably don't use more than 3 font styles, because after that, your brain kind of goes a little bit crazy. Definitely don't use Comic Sans. Nobody uses that anymore. You want to have a clear call to action. What do you want me to do? 90% of customers who read the headline will also read the call to action, especially if you're able to see it on the same page, or what we call above the fold, with what shows when I load that landing page. What do you want me to do? They want me to start a 14-day free trial. You can also give them options. Maybe I don't want a trial, but maybe I want to get a demo. I want to learn about PandaDoc here and see what they do and see if it meets my needs. So I don't want to start a trial because I don't have time. Just like some people said they don't have time to create landing pages, but maybe I want a demo so that I can see if this product is for me. And then also I can ask questions to see, hey, does it do this? Does it integrate with this? Those kind of things. So give people options. Tell them what you want them to do. Tell them how you work. What do you want me to do? So with H. Bloom here, it's like design, schedule, and enjoy. Simple. It's kind of giving them an explanation of what's going to happen. So it's like, Schedule a consult if you're a coach or something. Have the call, and then it's enjoy your success, right? It's kind of like bringing your mind on a journey. So by working with this coach, I'm gonna reach out, schedule a call. I'm gonna have that call, and then I'm gonna be successful because I had that consultation call. It kind of lets me read into the future of what's gonna happen. That kind of landing page is very successful. Make sure you're including social proof. Do you have awards? Are you certified? What do people think about you? Add that to your landing pages. If you're a member of the Better Business Bureau, put that badge on that landing page, especially on your website as well. It makes people trust you because 70% of people will trust a review from someone they've never even met. So think about that. Make sure you're adding all that information to your landing pages. I mentioned humans are visual by nature. Make sure you're using a lot of visuals. Here's one by Nike, and there's one from a Pilates studio. The images kind of help drive that conversion. It makes you get emotional. Maybe if you want to get into Pilates, exercising, or being healthy, this has, a lot of what I talked about is, a couple colors going on. Is besides the actual images, there's two colors, right? Or three really, black, white, and the blue. And then there's the images, and there's a couple sections there. But the images drive your eye down the page. Same thing with Nike, the different colored sections, and their logo and their branding is in there. Both of these pages are hitting the nail on the head rather than looking for a nail to hit. Make sure to use quality images as well. Stock images are okay if you need to, but try to make sure that you're either using images that you have and could take with a really good camera, or have a photographer create some for you, use Fiverr or something, but just have images that are really high quality that show your product and service in the best light. Users are 80% more likely to read content that is combined with images. Can you think of this Pilates studio landing page if it did not have the images? How boring would that be? I probably wouldn't get past the first section. We mentioned video and adding video to your landing pages. Almost half of online users look for videos related to a product before they visit a store, and this can go for services as well. I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I'm looking to buy something, I don't read online reviews anymore. I don't go to review websites. I go to YouTube and I look for reviews, unboxing and reviews. If you've done that, drop a yes, I have, or a yes that you've done that, because I can almost bet everyone on this webinar today has probably done that. They've looked at YouTube and looked at a review of a product or service video. So I'm getting a yes. And as I mentioned, there's a 95% retention rate versus 10% with text. You have to use more video, folks. You want to make sure that if you're asking for information, if you have a form on your landing page, that you're asking for just enough information. In other words, if you want to sell me sneakers, you probably only need an email address, maybe the first name, so you can personalize the emails. But I don't need to give you my date of birth, my favorite color, last year's taxes, both my children's names, what kind of car I drive, just to sell me sneakers. For you, what does that mean? Can you get by with just an email address and first name? Maybe you need to provide a quote and it's location-based, or insurance. Maybe you do need state at least, or maybe you need a company name because you want to customize things so that people can feel like it's a more one-on-one conversation. But the best thing is you could start out with minimal information like an email address and first name, and you can always ask for more later through surveys or asking them to fill out another form. A good tactic here is to have a form like what's up here and only ask for first name and email address. And when they click submit, it actually goes to a secondary form and asks people for more. What's interesting about that is you've already captured the first name and the email address, and you can start marketing to them even if they did not fill out that secondary form. That's a great way to get what you need and ask for more, hopefully get it, but it's not detrimental if you don't. Don't forget to include social media channels on your landing page. Maybe they liked what you had there so much and they want to see more of what you got going on LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook. Let them know where to find you, because maybe they want to go find some more content about your product and service and engage with you there. Or maybe they have a question and they're too lazy to go back to your main website, use the contact us form, or call you when they can reach out on Facebook Messenger, something I do all the time. I mentioned testimonials. 37% of top landing pages include testimonials. If you don't have them, ask for them. Use your Google reviews, put those on your landing page. This will help you get more conversions. If you have a time-sensitive offer, make sure you're using a countdown timer. How long is this sale? How long is this offer going to last? That kind of creates a little bit of FOMO, where people are going to say, oh my God, if I don't act in the next 3 days, I'm going to lose out here. And then they'll click through, rather than saying, you know what, I'll come back another time. Then I'll click through. But, people are procrastinators. They never do. So here's the age-old debate. Should you include the navigation bar in your landing page? And that is a question. I'm not going to do it as a poll. Go ahead and chat. Should you include a navigation bar on your landing page? In other words, what you see here is a version without any kind of navigation, like home, about us, and all that. So I'm getting 2 no's. Give me a couple more answers. Should you use a navigation bar on your landing page? The answer is no. The long thought theory is you should not, because the benefit or the reason you're creating a landing page is for that conversion, right? So I say it depends. Depends on what kind of business you're in, what your goal really is. Because with real estate here, maybe I'm not ready to buy yet, but I want to learn more about you, because you'll notice that there's no testimonials, there's no social proof. Maybe I want to know if they're accredited or something, right? How do I get back to their website, or how do I get to their contact us page? Because maybe I want to contact them. I'm just making sure there wasn't a contact us link on here, and there's not. Maybe I might want to test a version that has at least some navigation items to bring me to different areas of my website. Same thing with your emails. If somebody's trying to sell me sneakers and I have all the floral designs there can ever be, I don't want floral designs, but maybe I want to look at your hats. So you're sending me an email with all sneakers in it, but maybe your navigation bar has hats, jeans, whatever. I can click on that and I can go back and buy. The answer is it depends. I would test it. But for the most part, if you really are sending out an email, using social posts, using pay-per-click ads, and you strictly want a conversion for a specific purpose or specific product or service, I would say don't include it. But there are times where, yes, you can. So why should you use a landing page? Well, there's a quick create time. If you know what you're doing, you can create one very quickly, especially in Campaigner. If you have a temporary need to spin up a web page, and for the most part, you need to contact your website administrator and say, hey, I need this page to promote this webinar I have next week. They're going to say, well, I can't get it to it until next week. You're going to say, well, that's too late. So what you can do is you can spin up a landing page, and most landing page editors, including Campaigner, and get up and running, have what you need. And the main reason is to focus on that conversion. Let's talk about pay-per-click ads. If you're doing those, some of you probably are. We spoke a little bit about relevance. What you want to do, especially even in your email, your social media ads, and on pay-per-click, make sure that the content in your ad, in your email, in your social post match what's on your landing page. There's nothing worse than seeing an ad or seeing some kind of content that drives me to landing page and it has nothing to do with that. So free checking with BB&T, sorry. So then when I go to the page, it says open a BB&T free checking account online in just 10 minutes. So there's that correlation, that relevance there. If they brought me back to their main website and they were trying to sell me a mortgage, there would be a disconnect there and it wouldn't be relevant. And then that formula comes into play. Same thing here, with searching Google and for family insurance plans, and there's an ad for family insurance plans. Make sure that the landing page is discounted family insurance, free online quotes. Nothing worse than need insurance quote, quick, click here. And I click there and it's like, do you need family insurance? Do you need auto insurance? What do you need? And it makes me kind of have to navigate through different pages or something. So make sure that you're using a lot of relevance when you're creating these ads that, or social posts or any kind of content that's driving traffic back to your landing pages. Now what do you do? we spoke about landing pages, the elements of a landing page, what you need to be doing, how to be relevant, how to provide value, whether or not you should have a navigation bar or not. What I want you to do is just go out and start creating landing pages. If you're new to it, just start playing around with it. Talk to some friends that maybe have done it and get some tips. Talk to designers, use Fiverr, use a professional graphic designer. Campaigner has designers that can help you. Whatever it is, I just want you to create better landing pages. So really my message to you is to create more landing pages, create better landing pages that have less clutter. The landing page on the left, I would say I don't even know what to say about it. I don't know what to say. Maybe if I had to use an emoji to describe that, it'd be the one that's barfing, because it's just too many colors, too much clutter, too much going on. And then my favorite, I always use the Apple version, is if I need a laptop and I go to this landing page, I'm probably going to look at a MacBook Pro. Simple, but yet powerful. So that's all I have for today right now. But what I want to do is hop into the Q&A, and I want to talk about what's on your mind. If you want to talk about pizza, we'll talk about pizza. What's your favorite topping? What if you have questions about email marketing, or landing pages? Let's go ahead and talk about those. With that, I'm going to bring up the Q&A, see if there are any. I do not see any questions right now, but go ahead and ask them if you had any that you were thinking about. I want to hear those questions, but let me know. Did you enjoy this webinar? Was it helpful? Did you learn anything new? Did I help you in any way? I definitely want to make sure that these webinars are beneficial to you, because that's what this is about, is for you. So go ahead and if you're not asking a question, let me know if this webinar was helpful. All right, so I have a question. What's the idea of video length if you're to feature one on your landing page? That one, again, is probably going to be dependent on what you do, but short and succinct is usually good. If you could do it in 2 to 3 minutes, go ahead and do it. If you need 3 to 5 because what you do is a little bit more complex, that's okay. If it's a video review of a product you have and it's very technical, you might want to get into the weeds a little bit more, because there's so many different tools, especially on YouTube. You can use chapters. People can choose where they want to go in the video. So it can be a 10-minute long video, but maybe I only want to know about one specific part of that product, or maybe a service you offer. And by using chapters or links, where like bookmarks, where I can go to learn about a specific part of your offer, that's going to help. So the answer is really around that. So what do you do if your customers are older and unfamiliar with web pages? Drive the eyes harder. I would just hopefully I'm answering this correctly, but what I would say is use larger fonts, larger images, and try to make sure that you don't have anything really small. But then again, you run into the problem of some people increasing the resolution on their laptop. So if you make it bigger and they made it bigger, maybe the best practice there is to kind of make it like a medium size, right? Because they're probably going to have it a little bit larger, but they can control that on their side. Hopefully we're educating folks that are a little bit older, not used to technology, that they can use like on a Mac, Command plus and Command minus to increase and decrease the size. So I would just say if they are older, more cleaner, more images, video. And if you're using video, folks, make sure you're using subtitles. And there's a lot of tools out there that allow you to create subtitles and burn those into your videos. So when people are watching, a lot of people sometimes they're multitasking and they're watching, but they're not really listening, but they'll read the text that's there. So go ahead and make sure you're doing that. Alex asks, how long should a landing page be active? That depends. It could be an evergreen landing page. In other words, it's always going to be there. I worked with someone that created a landing page. They mostly do work in New York City, but they branched out into New Jersey. So they have a separate landing page for New Jersey estimates. So that's an evergreen landing page. It'll always be there unless something changes. But then again, if it's something that's time sensitive, you probably want to go ahead and archive that, after that specific time frame. Maybe if it was a landing page for this webinar, I probably maybe after today, I want to archive that. But if there's any residual value from having that, keep it up as long as possible. These are great questions, and a lot of these are really subject to your needs and what you feel is right. So I don't have a black and white answer for some of these. You kind of need to figure it out on your own because, Alex, just depends on what you do, what kind of pages you need to create, and how effective can they be. Any other questions? Let's go ahead and get some more questions. Just checking to see if anything else is happening. Well, I appreciate the feedback that this was helpful. And this is going to be a little bit shorter than most of our webinars. Usually they are pretty close to an hour, but I bet you can appreciate getting a little more time back in your day. Again, if you had to leave and you came back and you missed maybe the middle of this presentation, it will be recorded. It will be on a YouTube channel in a few days. But I appreciate everyone being so active and taking part of my polls and just helping me have a great session today. I do have one more. What kind of form systems Campaigner use for its landing pages? Our forms can be embedded into the landing page, so you can create your sign up form, your subscription form, forward to a friend, and you can embed that in there. You can embed third-party code in there if you want to. But yes, we definitely have a way for you to put sign up forms into the landing pages. And if you need help with landing pages, make sure to contact support. They are more than willing to help you. And I think that is it for the Q&A section. And with that, I want to thank you. So I appreciate everybody being here today. I hope you learned something about landing pages, and make sure to keep an eye out for our next webinar, which will probably be in another 2 months. So thank you so much and have a great day, everyone.